Do you think that they do that type of behavior?
They weren't expecting it, and they were just kind of startled. And I think that's how we all were.
There's a hole there with the stick still in it. You know, the end of the stick's all dirty from digging the hole.
They have taught me. This is what my experiences have been. I don't get my information because I read it in a book or I saw it online. This is my life.
I think there's various reasons for that. I believe that, those are the raw materials they have.
Happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome to the Nona Boss Continuum. And I'm just so glad everybody is here tonight. You know, guys, last night was so crazy, and I just apologize so much for my inexperience and not being able to solve the audio issue and kind of pin it down and make the adjustments that we needed to make. And my apologies, my bad. I learned from it, and hopefully that won't ever happen to me again. Well, you never know, right? But we just kind of roll with things here, right? And speaking of just rolling with things, my scheduled guest tonight was Angelique Benham, and unfortunately, she got very sick, and we need to reschedule the show. So I'm wishing her all the love and prayers, and I hope she gets better very quickly. And let's just send her light and love and prayers and get her healed. Um, However, I'm still very blessed that Maddie Bachochin has decided to come back again tonight and do a part 2 for us. And I can't wait. She is running just a little behind, but that's all right because it gives me a minute to spend with everybody over in chat. How is everybody tonight? Everybody, um, there's a lot of you already here. I'm like so happy. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Hi, Gary. Hi, Jean. Hi, Sandra. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Chiro Sounds, how are you? And I actually Chiro Sounds, I think I'm hoping that I'm gonna get her on the show. Um, we're gonna kind of dive into like Tibetan singing bowls and the healing effects of using singing bowls. The only experience I really have with my own singing bowl is actually I use it in the field. I use it in the field. And so it's going to be interesting to kind of like learn more about that subject. So, Chiro, get ready. We have to definitely schedule that show. Mr. Jay Bachochin is here, Maddie's dad. I see him in the house tonight. Primal Cry, how are you? Dina, my love. I can't wait to see you, girl, in April. Addie, how are you? Aussie Sue, glad you can make it. Cynthia Prince. Hi. Let's see. Oh, I just missed somebody. I'm sorry. I'm trying to scroll, guys. I'm trying to get there. Oh, Walathis, how are you? And Mark, how are you? Good day, my friend. I'm just I'm so excited for tonight because I think it's going to be. Unfortunately, Amber couldn't make it tonight as well. She's got a lot going on, but she's in the chat. She's still in the house in support of her girls. Thank you, Amber. Charlie, welcome. Who else? Did I miss anybody? And I hope I did not miss anybody. If I did, my apologies. Chat's kind of moving quick for me. Trying to get Brian and Chewy. How are you? Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Flat Rock. Hi. It was so lovely to see you, Flat Rock. I had such a good time. You came up and like photo bombed me and it was awesome. I always enjoy your company, and I always enjoy our conversations, and you always have such, an amazing attitude, and you bring so much positivity, and I appreciate that very much, very much. Thank you. Um, so while we're waiting for Maddie, I definitely want to just kind of just kind of I just kind of want to mention something and kind of have just a tiny, hi Rex, just a tiny little, and Val, how are you, my love? Brown Dwarf, how are you? Um, I was asked by Daniela to be on Hidden Existence last weekend. And I think there was a little bit of confusion. And one of my viewers, Dark Woods, I love him, and Primal Cry, I love them so much. And he brought something to my attention. So I don't think I made something clear. And I do, while I've got this little bit of window here, I'm going to just kind of address something quickly. Um, Daniela and I were kind of tackling the um I'm trying, guys. I want to be delicate here because I want to make sure I don't want to start any issues with anybody. Okay, but I just we're having a discussion regarding pareidolia, right? Pareidolia and sharing pixelated photos and blurry photos and things like that. And that was the topic of the discussion that night on her channel that she invited me to be a part of. I think that we really went through the subject very well. However, I think that there was some kind of a little confusion, and I think that maybe it might have kind of come across like, "Oh, I'm never ever going to show a photo that has a red circle on it, in on my channel." So, I want to just clear that up. I'm not saying that I will never share a photo that has a red circle. What I was saying was I'm never going to show a photo on my channel that someone who's sharing that photo with me and you as my audience without the context that goes with that photo, and that they're able to answer questions. And that was kind of the point that I was trying to make that night in the show with Daniela, is that for me as a researcher, I don't ever want to put something out to you guys that I absolutely have, like, you can't, I'm not saying that we're ever going to get perfect clear photos. That's not what I'm saying. And that's not what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that if someone shares a photo and it isn't perfectly crystal clear, because we know, nobody's really put anything like that out yet. And, hopefully someday they will. I know that I personally have seen some pretty good photos that a lot of people just don't share. Now, having said that, I definitely stress to everybody in the show I did with Daniela last weekend, if you guys just ask questions, right? If someone posts a photo that you're not sure about and it's blurry or it's unrecognizable to you what it could possibly be or whatever, ask questions, guys. Just there is nothing wrong with asking questions. Ask the poster, where did they what's the context, like where were you, like where were you when the photo was taken, what type of camera, what kind of conditions, was it raining that day, was it cloudy that day, was it sunny that day, I don't know. Just ask questions, guys. Let's just start asking these people questions. And if you don't get an answer, or you get an answer that's very like aggressive or negative, that just because you asked a question, a simple question, think twice. Think twice about who is giving you these answers. So just ask questions, guys. Be curious, because there's nothing wrong with asking questions and learning and learning and learning, because that is how we grow, right? We continue to grow by sharing with each other and being open and honest with each other and transparent with each other. And I really feel like that's kind of lacking a little in our community, especially as of late. Hi, Duke. How are you? I think I saw hi, Larry. Hi, Larry Hart. How are you? Yes, Jay, you're right. It's simple. Question everything and go out and discover the truth for yourself. Exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I mean, if we're not asking questions, we're just going to fall for, everything and anything that's out there. And I know, I know that the people that are regulars and the people that come to my show, I know that you guys are smart enough to kind of weed through some of the stuff that's out there, right? Like I know you guys can. And I know that there are channels out there that actually will point you in the right direction about some of these, videos and photos that are out there right now. And I will also tell you, the trend I have been seeing myself, there are tons of people that are recycling and recycling old photos and old videos and old, you know, footage and you know, and I don't mean like, oh, it was a photo from 6 months ago. I'm seeing photos and videos from years ago being recycled and repurposed, I guess you could call it. And people that are new in the community have no idea that these are old videos, that these are recycled videos and they don't belong to the poster. Okay. I've also kind of seen some very interesting things happening where people kind of will go and take sketchy little like, screen recordings off of other people's videos and then they share them on TikTok. And then all the people on TikTok go crazy because they think that it's like it's something that just happened and it was just a recent, somebody recently saw Bigfoot or something like that. Um, be just guys, again, just be careful, be aware. Awareness is has a lot to do with it. Be aware. Go to channels that you trust. Go to channels that are reputable, who share truth and only truth. Look for those channels. Look for those content creators. So, let's see. Did I see some newbies come in tonight? I thought I saw a couple of newbies. Nikki, hi, how are you? Mr. Hugh, how are you? I might have missed some people coming in. Damien, how are you? Let's see. Charlie, I think I said hi to you, but if I didn't, I'm saying it now. Duke, I would love for you to come on my show sometime. I really would. I would just love that. I would really, really enjoy that. Matt, oh good, my audio sounds awesome. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, he got me a new mic for my birthday. So I'm happy. I thought it sounded pretty good. I don't know what happened last night, honestly. I kind of know, but I really don't care. Um, but it's for me, like, I just love that, things can go crazy. My day can go crazy. My guests could not be able to make it. And you guys are all still here and you guys just roll with me. And I love that. I love that. Um, so who all yes, thank you, Jay. How did you know I turned 25, Jay? How'd you know that? I appreciate that, my friend. I do. Especially because I'm old as dirt and y'all just, it's all smoke and mirrors and y'all don't know about it. Anyway, um, so who all in my chat tonight, raise your hand if any of you are going to the Ocala conference in April. Let me know who's going because I want to make sure that I meet every single person. I want to make sure I meet you guys and we get a little face to face and a little, like, because the day of the event is going to be a very busy day. It's a really large venue. People are going to be moving from place to place. It's huge. So it's going to be full of a lot of people. So Oh, Gary, you're so sweet for thinking that. I love you. Thank you. Dina, do not tell me pretty sure. You better be sure, girl. You better be there. Primal Cry, thank you. I'm so glad you love dirt. Yeah, that would be me. And oh, good. Oh, awesome, Flat Rock. You're gonna make it awesome. Jay, you need to get out of the kettle. You need to come to Florida. Yeah, you need to pack a bag, bring the family down. You're not going to be that far from Orlando. Come on, family vacay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know there's just going to be, there's going to be so many people there, and I'm just so excited. Adrian Calloway, I'm new. Oh, you're new. Thank you. Thank you for coming, and you love my show. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's great to get feedback. I love feedback from everybody, from my OGs who have been here since day one, and everybody coming in new. Thank you so much. And Adrian, I hope you like, share, subscribe, and comment. I try to encourage everybody to please at least subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you never ever miss an episode. And once in a while I do sometimes just do kind of impromptu things. That happens, not a whole lot, but it does. So definitely welcome. A very warm welcome to you, Adrian. Thank you for coming. You're way too far from Florida to make 2 events. Come on, Duke, with a little bit of planning, you could do it. You can do it. If you can go hiking and research where you go researching, you can, come on, you can do it. You can make it to Florida. Ohio Frogman, hi, how are you? Yes, Flat Rock. Yes, I'm hoping that Sandra Piper is there as well because I'd like to give her a really big hug. Let me tell you, Sandra, you're such an amazing cheerleader. I see you in so many channels, and you're in the chat. It's like it just feels like home, and you make everyone feel so welcome, and thank you for everything that you do for me here on my channel, and for all the other channels that you do mod for as well. Thank you. All right, guys. Can you bring chickens and goats with you? I don't know. I don't think they're going to let chickens and goats in the hotel rooms. But then again, I could be wrong. I have no idea. I guess you'd have to call around and see. Well, my guest has arrived and she is backstage. And once again, I want to thank everybody for being here again tonight. And I welcome to the show. Let's give her a warm welcome to the Nana Boss Continuum, Miss Maddie Bachochin. Hey, girl.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. How was your day today?
Good. It was very productive. Very productive day today. I'm feeling better than what I was yesterday,
Good.
and very productive day. That's all I can say.
Good. Let's do a little bit of what we did last night. I
Sure.
want to just kind of give everybody just a little bit. So you have been researching in one way or another with your dad, right?
Yes.
Pretty much all
Yes.
your life, So you have done Sasquatch research. Have you done some
hmm
paranormal research, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys have done a lot of stuff together. And then, everybody, and I want to say, I said it last night, I'm going to say it again. I have five documentaries that I always recommend to people, and 2 of the 5 are your dad's documentaries. Like, I love his documentaries. Like, the first one is called Finding Jay. The second one is called Beyond the Kettle, Finding Jay 2. And you can see those on Paraflix, the streaming service Paraflix, and also on Amazon, and I think still on Vimeo, maybe. I think. Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. Uh-oh, did Maddie freeze?
Yes, hold on. Oh my goodness. Why is this happening? Hold
Let me
on.
see. Let me take you. Oh, okay. She's probably gonna log back in. Yes. So definitely, guys, go check out Jay's documentaries, both of them. They're fantastic. Also, too, he has a YouTube channel. Um, and if some of my mods could drop the link to Jay's YouTube channel, that would be amazing. And I think it's just Jay Bachochin. That I would appreciate that so much. Yes, Vimeo. Okay, good, Jay. All right, so I remembered. I have watched, I think I have watched your documentaries probably at least 4 or 5 times each. There you are.
Okay, sorry about
Okay,
that. Oh my
that's
goodness.
okay. That's okay. That's
Okay,
okay.
so
That's okay.
we were talking about documentaries.
Yes. So you have been doing this for a really long time. I mean, this is like your whole life. I mean, your dad talks about, when you guys like were little, and I mean, and I just love the fact that you guys do it as a family, and that's kind of what we
Mhm.
do in our family. We do the same thing, and I'm out there like with my son and my grandkids, and we just bring everybody. We even put the itty bitty one in the stroller. You know what I mean? Like, I love that
Right,
about
right.
yeah. So what was it really like? What was it like going out and just researching with your family? I mean, because your mom's involved too, right? It's like your siblings, your dad, your mom.
Yes, it's a good time each and every time that we go out. It's never a disappointment. It's never boring. It's always an adventure, and I enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah, that's fabulous. That's so
Yeah.
fabulous.
And I
So,
actually, tonight, I do have the drawings and the painting that I had made from two of the experiences that I had out there in the kettle.
oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So I
Wonderful.
can share
Wonderful.
those.
Okay, awesome. All right. So, let's get into your most recent encounter with the
Okay.
Sasquatch. So it was
Hmm.
you, your dad, and your cousin Ben, and the
Yes.
three of you were in the kettle, right? We're in Kettle Moraine, which is it's in Wisconsin, guys. That's where the Kettle Moraine is. Um, so yeah, give us like the setup. So you guys were out there, and what happened?
Um, well, we were walking away from base camp. My dad calls it the den. And we were walking out, and I was on top of the hill, looking down into the valley. Um, and I was scanning, and I, scanned the woods like I normally do every time. And what had caught my eye was a an object, an object that had just caught my eye, and it looked like a profile of what I would say is like a gorilla would be my best description. And it, like I said before, it's elephant in the room. I could not have missed it. It was clear as day. Um, and I can actually show you the picture. I don't know how well you can see it here. But this was the pathway, and then the trees, and then the tree line, and it was like a profile, of the head, and you can see, like the
Yeah.
butt and the legs and the arm. And it was like a frozen, like just snapshot of this, of, what I saw in the middle of the opening. Um, and best of my drawing ability, this is like exactly what I saw. And it was so quick.
So you
It was like
saw
a
it
blink of an
move.
eye.
So you saw it. So you think you saw it because you saw it. You just saw
Mhm.
it kind of like suspended in midair, almost, right? Like mid action,
Yes,
as if somebody just kind of
yes,
literally just put pushed a pause button and it was there, and then you blink and it's gone. So you think it was
exactly. It was
jumping from?
literally,
You think it was jumping across the trail from tree to tree across the trail?
yes, I can confidently say that is what I saw and what my brain had processed
Okay.
as that
So
happening.
So when you saw it though, and I think I asked you this last night, but if I didn't, I'm going to say it. I'm going to ask again. If
Mhm.
I did, if wait, sorry, if I did ask last night, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask it again. So when you saw it, it was solid. It wasn't see through or shimmery or anything like that. What they call the predator effect. I hate to use that term, um, but it was solid, right?
Correct. Yes, it was solid, and it was vivid and it was clear as day.
Hmm.
And there is like I have 100% confident, like I'm confident to what I saw. And like I said last night, like I'm honored to have seen that because it was so clear and crisp and no doubt about it.
Hmm. Did you get the feeling that it was it was moving to get a better look at you guys? Or I mean, did you get a feeling of why it was making the movement? I mean, or what made it make the jump across the trail? I mean, it could have just stayed, in one of the trees and just kind of peeked and just kind of like observed
Hidden.
it from a distance, but
Honestly, the feeling that I got was like, hey, look at me. Like I'm right here. I did not feel fear. Um, it was just, like I said, elephant in the room. Like, hey, look at me right there. And
Mhm,
I wanted to go investigate. And I remember I was like, I just saw that and I want to go look. I want to go look for it because it was like, just a, hey, look at me. I'm right here, you know. And that's when we went down there to go check it out.
mhm.
And it
Did you
was, you know,
Did you guys figure out about how high off the ground it was when you seen it kind of like suspended in midair? Like, was it 10 feet off the ground? Um,
when we walked up to the area, I
mhm,
would say about like 20 feet, about
okay.
20 to 25 feet. I would say that it was up in the air where I saw it. And it was big. It wasn't like, I saw it up on top of the hill and it was itty bitty. It was big, compared to like the trees and where the tree line is at. It was big.
Mhm.
It wasn't small.
So when you guys went down there and to investigate, so what did you guys find? Did you find any prints? Did you find anything in the trees? Did the trees seem to have any kind of like marks or scratches or anything like that?
We took a look around, and we did not find any tracks or any disturbances in the trees. It was,
And no
you know, as,
sign
as
and
yeah,
no sign
no
of
no
of
signs.
the figure or,
Yeah,
being. I'll call it a being.
yes, yep, no signs.
Okay. So what happened next? Because
So then
we didn't kind of get into the next part last night. So what happened next?
now the next part was very exciting. Um, when we went down there and we took a look around, I know my cousin Ben, he like drifted off to the left, and my dad was next to me, and I took a look ahead, and I had seen like a little bit of movement. So it would be the left side of the tree that I saw it on. So it was on the left side of the tree, and I saw like a little movement of gray. And, you know, in my mind, I was like, what was that? And then I kept watching. And then in between the two trees on the right side of it, as I was watching it, I saw an eye and like a half of a mouth, and like you can make out a face. And it was clear as day. And I was like, there it is. You know, I just pinpointed it, and I kept watching it. And then my dad had handed me his phone to record it, and I recorded it for, I forgot how long it was. I think it was about like 5 minutes. And then it just like had melted away and like blended in and faded away. And then
Wow.
that's when my dad and Ben had seen their own um, figure, or their own,
Mhm.
what would you call it? I don't want to say like disturbance, but their own
Encounter.
being, I guess. Yeah,
So they had
encounter.
they had their own encounters with the
Hmm.
same do you believe it was with the same being or the same type of being,
I think it was the same type of being,
but a
but it was
different being?
multiple.
Okay.
Yes, I believe. Honestly, I feel like there is about like three of them out there, and I don't even know if I would want to include the one that I saw beforehand. But I know that what I had seen in the tree line that had brought us down there, if I would have not seen that,
Mhm.
all three of us would have not seen, you know, what had happened next. And that's why
Mhm.
it's so like just a confirmation to me what I saw had led us down there. And if I wouldn't have seen that, then none of that would have ever happened.
Wow.
Yes. So it's like I said, I just feel honored to have witnessed that. Because of just, you know, how it all happened.
Right.
And it was just, it was unbelievable, but believable and amazing. So, yeah.
And I do believe that your dad has the some of the footage and some, of what you guys encountered that day and what you witnessed on his channel. And I
Yes.
do believe you guys had also gone on Steve Cole's channel. I do not remember off the top of my head Steve's channel, the name of his channel, but I'm sure if you guys Google it. But you guys even went on his channel
Hmm.
and you guys kind of did a breakdown, right, of the footage with Steve,
Hmm.
and I saw that. It's it's pretty amazing. I
Yes.
was pretty I was astonished actually. I mean
That's,
it's very compelling. It's in your face. That's what it is.
yeah. Yeah.
It's in your face. It's in your face
And
proof.
right, right. And that's, you know, it's replaying in my head. And it's just that confirmation to me was just like, if I wouldn't have seen that in the
Yeah.
trees, and I like, we would have never captured all that. And it's unbelievable, but believable, like I said. And I just love it. And I can't wait to get back out there again and see some more.
Yeah, that's the exciting
Hmm.
part, right? It's kinda like when you have, like, an encounter like that and you just it just fuels you to just get back
Certainly
out and
does.
do more and more and more. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
It
like, oh,
certainly does.
you're gonna be just dying to get out there every single chance you get now. But,
Yes.
so that kind of, like, that kind of an encounter and an experience,
Hmm.
most people never get. And
Right.
I really, really wanna say how I really love your attitude that the way you're looking at it is literally, I feel very, the gratitude that you feel, for having to
Hmm.
been able to witness that, and I think that's very commendable, and I really appreciate that. that you have that
No
attitude.
problem
It's
at all. I
yeah.
absolutely love sharing it. And actually, I don't want to change too much of, the experience subject, but I did draw another piece that um, another experience that I had
Mhm.
when we were walking out of the den. I think it was about like a year ago, um, a little over a year ago. Again, we were coming out of the den and we were walking straight on, like on the hill, not towards the valley. And again, I was scanning the horizon and the line of trees. And to best of my ability, again, I had drawn this. If I can hold this here,
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
I kind of drew it a little bit darker, but the trees that I had seen when I had scanned, I saw, head and shoulders and like the top of the legs. And again, this time, I did not speak up until after we left because I was still processing and I
Yeah.
wasn't
You're like, "What did I just see?"
exactly. And I remember what I had seen, and then I told my dad after we had left. But I remember seeing the head and the shoulders, and it was so um, I can't even think of the word that I want to use. But again, it was right there in my face, and
So it was a silhouette that you saw? Like, was
yeah,
it
and it like blended in with the tree that it was next to.
Mhm. And what
And
time of day
I
was
know
that? What time of day was that? Was that a daytime sighting like the other one, or
yes, and that was actually I think our first morning hike that we went out on. It
Mhm.
was like 6 o'clock in the morning, or no, I think it was almost about like 6 o'clock in the morning. Around that time that had happened. Um, but I know the sun was out and it was daylight. But that was definitely during the day, like during the morning hours.
So now that figure that you saw, the silhouette, did you see
Mhm.
it on the side of the tree facing you, or you kind of seen it kind of peeking out from behind the tree? Was it like on the other side of the tree or on the same side as
It
you?
it would be on the same side as me
Okay.
because I know that the silhouette of the head and the shoulders
Mhm.
was in front of the tree when
Okay.
I had seen it.
Okay.
So
Did you get the feeling that it's the same being or same type of being? The 2 encounters
same,
that you had?
I would say same type of being, and I wouldn't say that I got like a bad feeling, but I got more of like well, see, this was like a year ago, so I was still like new to seeing that. Um,
Mhm.
so I would say maybe like it spooked me, maybe just a little bit, if that's the right word I want to use. But it didn't like scare me, but it was like a whoa,
Right.
like what did I just see? Um, but I also, when I'm out there, I have like a lot of feeling of being watched.
Okay.
Like it's like someone's backyard kind of feeling, like someone's watching.
Does your does your I've never asked your dad that question. Does your dad get that same feeling, or Ben, or some of the other people that you guys have gone researching with? Does everyone feel that way, or does it just kind of is it just you that feels very watched?
I know I feel watched. Um, I can't recall if like I don't think Ben had said that he feels watched.
Mhm.
Um, I'm trying to think if anybody had felt that way.
'Cause it's
I
not
don't
I
think
mean,
so.
the area that you guys are in, it's
Mhm.
pretty much your guys' backyard too. You guys have been researching in this area for I don't Jay, how many years have you guys your dad says, yeah, that he always feels watched. Always feels watched. I mean, Jay, how
Yes,
long have you
always
guys
feels
been
watched.
actually researching in that area? I mean, 15, 20 years? I mean, like, we're talking a long time, right?
Yeah, it's
It's not
been
been,
ooh,
it's not like you guys just started researching in this area. You guys have been there for a long time. It's not so, I mean, listen, one of the things that, a lot of researchers talk about, they
mhm,
talk about when you're in your areas and you're there consistently in your
mhm,
areas, you tend to start 10 years of research, your dad says. 10 years. You
yes.
guys have been in there for 10 years.
It's
Yeah.
been a while.
So, yeah. So, I mean, but a lot of researchers talk about how when you are consistently in areas that, just hitting it hard, right? Hitting it hard for
Right,
long periods of time, they get used to you or I don't want, I mean, I don't know what exactly they're thinking. I don't want to like say that, but I would
mhm,
imagine that they're number one, they're curious, but number two, they're comfortable with you. You know what I mean? I think they're a little more comfortable with you. So maybe they're getting
right,
to, but now let me ask you one more thing. So let's go one
sure.
step further. So do you
Yes.
think that your abilities that you have been waking up to and really focusing on waking up these
Mhm.
abilities, do you think that that had anything to do with that encounter you had that day when you saw it paused in between the 2 trees?
Honestly, I think it could have helped. Because like I have been trying to like clear my mind each
Mhm.
time I go out. Like I think in my head, like just to clear my mind and I'm open to whatever. I'm bringing peace. I'm calm. I'm here,
You're setting
as
an
a
intention.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just walking in there, like
Mhm.
before, when we get out of the car, and as we're walking into the woods, I just mentally just check it. Like, you check it at the door, like
Mhm.
just leave it at the door.
Mhm.
And I try to mentally just clear my brain,
Yeah.
and just again bring peace and love and just try to be calm about it. Um, and that's how I try to set myself, or I set myself up that way, when we walk out there.
So you're setting
But I
your
do think,
intentions. You're setting your
yes,
intentions.
hmm
Um,
exactly, because I don't want to go out there and be like stressed about something that happened
right.
earlier in the day, because then I'm thinking about that instead of,
Being
what's in
yourself
front of me.
and
So,
being aware. Yeah, I mean,
yep,
because one of the things that, you know, you and I have built a friendship actually,
yes,
kind of
hmm
born out of me meeting your father and
hmm
you and I have some very interesting, deep, thoughtful conversations. And
yes, and
yeah,
random,
and random, absolutely
and random.
random. Who
hmm
else am I who else other than Amber and you am I gonna be like, "Hey, guys, guess what I saw yesterday?" And, "Oh my goodness, this happened." And I got nobody else. You 2 girls are like, you know, you guys don't
And
think
I
I'm weird.
absolutely love that. No, I don't think you're weird at all. Because I'm just like, what else? What else do you have to say? Like, what else?
Yeah, you're like,
And
"Okay, that's normal, Marty. Move on.
yes, exactly. I love it. I love it.
I know, but I cherish our friendship. I really do. I enjoy it very much. And, you're an amazing young woman. And I'm so excited for you that you're where you are in this stage in your research. It sounds to me like you are really ready to just start really researching and getting out there more, it sounds like.
I really am. I am very interested and focused on, what's next,
Mm,
because it's a whole new world for me,
Mhm.
honestly, like whole new language, a whole new way of thinking. Because when I started to research, like now I have a different thought process on everything. I mean, it obviously could be listed as overthinking or just over analyzing, whatever. But honestly, for me, it's I process everything differently now. Um, and I honestly love it because I didn't think that way, 6 months ago. And, it just
Mhm.
opened a whole new world, opened the door. And now I'm just like, I'm ready to, you know, I'm just
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
And
It's almost like you're at the football game and you're ready to go running down the tunnel onto the field now, you know? You're like,
yes,
"Yeah, man," you know?
yep,
You're like, "Yes, let's
exactly.
go.
Hmm.
I got my uniform on. I'm ready. Let's go." It's
Right.
great.
And I
Yeah,
just try to clear my mind more and more each day because it's, a lot of things are just little things in life that you just, it happens for a reason, and you just, you know, you gotta deal with it and move on, and take it day by day, moment by moment, and
yeah,
that's it. And also too, be thankful for every moment that you have and every minute that you have and every experience that you have. And
yeah.
I don't know, it's just like, see, just like that. It's just like
It makes you
different
yeah.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes you reflect, right?
Hmm.
It really when you have these kind of experiences, you start to reflect
Hmm.
more on what's important in life. And
Yeah.
Shane, how are you, Shane? Yes, put me in coach. That's exactly what it's like. Yes, I hope you guys had an amazing trip to the 400, and I can't wait to hear about that, Shane. You gotta hit me up, my friend. Um, yeah, because I totally can I totally understand it when you're all of a sudden you just feel yourself kind of in this space where everything you thought you knew is very different.
Yes.
And
And
how you process situations and people and life events begin to change. And yes, some of it's with age, but then some of it is through
mhm,
just the experiences, because when you have abilities, it seems like we're always kind of looking at things in a very different way. We talked about that last
mhm,
night, and
yep.
how we're perceiving things and how we're picking up on things, and we
Right.
need to process those things. So it is
Hmm.
a very different for people who have abilities. It's a little different, it is a little different process, I think, that we go through than other people. And I believe, and I've told you this, I totally believe that everybody has abilities. Everybody has abilities in one form or another. And
Right.
I think that all of us have the ability to, you know, hone in on them, practice, and, and get better at using whatever abilities we have. And I think everybody, because we all do. I mean, like last night, we had such a good time after the show, right? Me, you, and Amber.
Yeah.
We did some oracle readings, some card readings. That was fun. I hadn't done that in such a long time, so it was really good to be able to do that for you. So that was fun.
And and I really appreciated that because, and in this, you know, in time right now with me and life, uh, I am trying to focus on me and, my future, and, just trying to build and grow. And that's honestly, I feel strongly about that, growing and just expanding my horizons. Like it's right there, and I want it so bad. So I know, patience and
Mhm.
practice, and I will get there. And
Yeah.
again, process a different way of thinking, because I would be impatient with myself, and so I'm trying and I'm working on it.
You're
So
doing
it's
amazing.
definitely, thank you. I'm feeling, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So
Divine timing, right? We talked about timing last night,
yes.
right? Divine
Yep.
timing.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's how it works, and I feel like, like I don't, it's so crazy. And I'm sorry, I have to tell this story. Just not
Yeah.
everything, but I'll tell this. So guys, after my interview with Jay, I don't even know how many months ago it was. It's been such a long time ago now. And after he starts talking, he's like, "Yeah, my daughter, and we were talking
Mhm.
about you a little bit and whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, have her reach out to me or whatever." Like that night, you and I ended up, you messaged me that same night, and I think we
Mhm.
were up to almost 3:34 in the morning, still
Yes.
messaging. Like it was
Yep.
the best time. It was just like, it was like we just clicked, right? It was like just,
Yes.
like when you find your soul tribe, that it's your soul tribe. It's like you just don't,
Hmm.
it just feels comfortable and it feels good and it just feels like, like family.
I
And
Yes, I was gonna say that was probably one of the easiest conversations I had, and I enjoyed it. And as we were talking, and I was just like, wow, it's been like 2, 3 hours, and we've had this huge conversation, and I was just like, whoa. But that, like
uh,
I said, that was like the easiest conversation that I've had in a long
there's your
time.
dad OCD, 6 months, 4 days, 10 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Jay, I love you so much. You're
Him and
amazing,
his
my friend. Thank
timing.
you. Yeah, I mean, it's I just the connection was really, really amazing. Like it was like
Yes.
we had never, and there has to be, and you know what? We'll have to see if we can get on a show. How about me and you? We'll see if we can get on with Tom Springer. Because I will bet you any amount of money that you and I have had some past lives together to be this comfortable with each other right off the bat.
And
Bet
And you
you.
know what? I am down to do that. I would love to hear and see what Tom has to say. And Tom was the one that you told me about last night, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I am down for that. So sign me up
Okay.
for it. Just
All
let me
right.
know when.
I will. I will. I will
Okay.
I will get together with Tom and we'll book a show and
Okay.
we'll go down that road. It's He's an
That'll be a lot
amazing
of fun.
guy. He's got amazing abilities, like very his the name of his channel is called Stuff I've Never Learned from a School Book. He doesn't have a huge YouTube following. Most of his followers are actually on through Facebook. They like watch his lives through Facebook, but I'm a YouTube
Oh, okay.
junkie, so that's where I watch him. But he's
And you said
amazing.
stuff.
Stuff I've
Sorry.
never learned from a school book. That's the name of his channel. And that's also the name of his Facebook, like his Facebook page. And his name's Tom Springer. But yeah, go check out some of his shows. He's the sweetest, dearest person. I'm telling you, yeah, you're gonna love meeting him. And he's very special. He's got a lot of amazing gifts that, tell you what, blew me away. The backstage conversation that me and him and Amber had. I just was like, what? Like I literally, I kept sitting there going, oh my gosh, I have chills. Oh my gosh, I have chills. Like every second.
Right.
It
And
was
I would
it was like that.
absolutely,
Yeah, it was like that powerful. He's just kind of like one of those people who just can just see things and knows things. It's really awesome. Yeah.
that's awesome. I'm definitely excited to experience that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, when we start kind of learning that we have abilities, or I think all of us that actually have strong abilities, I think we kind of we know our whole life. We just kind of don't really know what to call them a lot of times. Like
Right, right.
when I was first kind of figuring out that I had abilities, I was very like everything and everybody went into one of two categories, bad or good. It either felt bad or it felt good, or I got a bad vibe about something or someone. It was either bad or good. It was always one of these two categories. And I a lot of times early on when I was your age, when I was young, I didn't listen.
Oh
I
no.
wasn't listening and I made so many mistakes. But you know what? All those mistakes brought me to where I am now. So I'm still grateful for those mistakes. But I love the fact that you're so, you're young and you're learning so much now. And it's like, I can't wait. I can't wait to see how you go along on your journey.
Right. And I actually, when I was doing research, like when I was like looking up like metaphysical, like just, I just typed it in and I just started reading.
Mhm.
Um, I was reading and I found somewhere that the age of, you know, some that are, waking up is actually 30s, like mid 30s. Um, and I just found that interesting. So,
Yeah. I think that's,
I feel like I'm on the right track
yeah, you
and
are.
taking
Yeah.
my time, and just
Mhm.
processing and
Yeah.
yeah, just having a good time and enjoying every minute of it. So, and I'm excited
Absolutely.
to explore more.
Absolutely. I'm excited for you because it's like when you get to a certain place, you're just kind of like you said, it's like you're a sponge now and you just want to kind of soak it
Mm.
all in and soak it all in and soak it all in. And
Yeah, and it kind of makes
yeah,
me think like I wish I would have tuned into it a little bit sooner because of just like paranormal experiences that I've had in the past.
mhm.
You know, or like, just like the little things that happen. I just wish I would have woken up to it just a little bit sooner. Because it's just so interesting and it makes sense. So,
Yeah, it does. It makes sense for you when it starts kind of clicking, like when I think a lot of people sometimes have trauma from some of the experiences that they have maybe when they first see a Sasquatch. Maybe they had
right,
absolutely no box to fit it in because we do want to do that, right? When it comes to Sasquatch, we want that. We want to be able to put it into a box, right? That's just what our minds
right,
automatically do. So it's kind of
right.
like you're trying to process what you're seeing and your mind doesn't know what to do with it. It's almost you're just kind, and it can and does leave some people very traumatized. I know some,
Honestly, I could
yeah,
say what traumatized me was more of the paranormal, honestly. That traumatized me more than anything.
yeah,
But
yeah. Because we don't know sometimes with the paranormal, we don't know, when we're dealing with spirit, we don't know how a lot of us, and this is one of the reasons why with my channel I wanted to always, I didn't want to put my channel into a box and say, oh, I'm only going to talk about Sasquatch, right? I didn't want to do
right.
that with my channel. I wanted to be able to talk about all kinds of topics because
Hmm.
you know when you're talking about Sasquatch, when you're talking about extraterrestrials, when you're talking about ultra terrestrials, when you're talking about just, missing time and chimeras and all these really strange, weird things that happen that people talk about and people have all these different encounters. I really thought to myself when I said, I want to make sure that people hear other people talking about it in a normal way, not
Right.
not you know I have PTSD, and not from any encounter or anything like that. It was from, believe it or not, it was when I went through Hurricane Andrew. It was a very traumatic, high stress situation that I was in during that time.
Right.
And I do have PTSD, and I've done a
Hmm.
lot of work to kind of get through it, but I understand it, and I understand how people's minds sometimes they're not able to process. So when they're traumatized, I want them to be able to know that they can come to my channel and anybody in the chat can talk about I mean, obviously they got to keep it clean over there, guys. Everybody knows here they have to keep it clean. Nobody's allowed to get raunchy, but you know, they talk to each other about experiences, not just with Sasquatch, with everything. And that's one of the things that I love about, being able on my channel to kind of talk about and being open about those things. Because people who get traumatized, maybe they wouldn't be so traumatized if they were able to kind of get more information, right? Because when we have the more information we have, the more we can then, understand the world around us and things that are happening to us. Like you, like with the spirits. I mean, you like you kind of had no idea like what was really kind of happening. Like you knew these things were happening, but they were scaring you more than they were anything else in the beginning, right?
Right. Right. And even at that, like, just real quick, I want to make a comment too, is that just basic communication, and to
Mhm.
make people feel like they're not alone,
Yes.
or not crazy in any way.
Hmm.
But yeah, some of the encounters that I had with, spirits and stuff, it spooked me, and I didn't quite understand, like, possibly why I was having these encounters, but
Hmm.
it makes more sense now, you know, after the last couple months, just, talking to you and researching, it definitely was more of a relief than anything. So I could definitely agree, with that.
Knowledge is
So
power, right? Knowledge is power.
yes, it certainly is.
Yeah.
Certainly is, because then if you don't have that knowledge, then you
Mhm.
can take it the wrong way or just
And learning
think
for
it's bad.
yourself, that was kind of one of the things. It was funny because the night that I talked, that you and I talked that night for hours, I said to your dad, it's
Mhm.
probably the next day. I said to your dad, I was like, just saying, she's got a lot of abilities. I was like, yep, she's got lots and lots of abilities. And and I told him, I go, but I'm not going to tell her. I said, I'm not telling her. She, I'm like, if I tell her now, she's gonna run for the hills. So yeah, not telling her. I'll tell her later when she's ready. It was months later when I was
Right.
like,
And
I'm like, hey girl, you
I
have more
actually, it
abilities
wasn't
than you
that too long
think.
ago.
It wasn't. Yeah. It was a
And
long time before I
honestly, I'm ready
actually,
to,
yeah,
right, right. And I'm honestly ready to harness them. I'm ready,
good.
honestly.
But Dark
100%.
Woods makes a very good point. With power comes great responsibility. So that's very
Yes.
true, Dark Woods. Thank you for bringing that up. That's very, very true. Yeah, and just being, in environments where you're able to learn, more and I'll tell you that is one of the things that I absolutely love about YouTube. It's like you can, if there's something that you want to know about, if there's something that, you resonates with you, you know what I mean? Then
Mhm.
if it resonates, learn about it, figure it out,
Right.
look into it. If something is resonating with
Mhm.
you, it's for a reason. There's something, there's something that you're supposed to learn if it's resonating with you for sure.
Right. Right. And that's what you have to pay attention
And
to as well.
yeah, and William Nighthawk, also another amazing channel. Guys, go check out his channel. Controlling the power is the key. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks, William. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on my show and us just kind
No
of having this like
problem.
open discussion tonight. And I think that it really can, help a lot of people. And
Mhm.
we talked a lot about one of the things last night we talked about is, when you're having these scary kind of paranormal ghost spirit type encounters and I am not able to see apparitions. The only thing I have seen have just been kind of like shadow people, that kind of a thing like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
I'm more I more just kind of feel energy and I don't visually see it like you and Amber do. But I mean,
Right.
using your words, right? We talked about that. We talked about it being very, very like important to know that your words have power. And you can tell if anyone out there is having any kind of issues, you're allowed to say, don't bother me. Don't touch me. Your words do have power. Oh, wait a minute.
And
Hold
I
on.
did
Your dad's
not. Oh.
hold on. Your dad's interjecting. Hold on. You need to ask Maddie one thing. What's the one thing?
Uh-oh. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't know what the one thing is.
Here we go. Ask her if she remembers me calling an alien UFO with a flashlight when you were 6.
Yes, I remember that. It was Apple Canyon. When we went to Apple Canyon and we were up on the gravel road. And I remember looking up and my dad had the flashlight and he was clicking it. And I remember it scared me,
You see,
freaked
this
me
makes
out.
sense. This makes sense. This is why I am not weird to you.
Yeah, right. I have my
Because,
father, Jay Bachochin.
but you know what? My kids could say the exact same thing because I used to do very
Right.
weird shit with my kids too.
Gosh, I remember that. That scared me.
That's
But then
awesome.
I also remember, um, I actually just brought this up to you, Dad, not too long ago when we saw that UFO. It was a UFO. I remember it like came down into the sky
Yeah.
and then went back. And I think it was in Antioch off of North Avenue and 83.
Wow, Jay, she's got a good memory.
I think that's what it was.
Wow. But that's the cool
Like I
part,
definitely
right?
remember that.
That's the cool part though
Yeah,
when you have family members that you can be very open, just like we're being right now, and not a lot of people have
right.
that luxury, where they have family that they can just be weird around, do weird
Yeah,
things.
right.
Good thing. It's such a good thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, yes, I remember that. I remember that. I remember it. And I remember seeing it come down and then leave. And it was
That's
in the white car, your white Cavalier, I think it was.
yeah. He says a horseshoe type UFO. Cool.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Cool. See, you were already getting like, CE5
Introduction,
experience and the introduction.
right? And I didn't think any of that was weird,
Exactly.
honestly.
Because we normalize it, right? We kind of normalize
Hmm.
it, right? Or at
Well,
least
then,
I did. I did for my kids. I did for my kids. I normalized all of it. I'm like, you know,
right. Well, I think it
they just,
started off like really early because I had great grandpa K. He was into all that too. So it wasn't weird. It was pretty normal.
yeah, it's just, when it's like your everyday. So it's good. I had so many experiences growing up throughout my life that all of these
Hmm.
weird things weren't weird to me. They weren't weird. It's
Hmm.
just I closed myself off for many years when my children were young. I closed myself off because I didn't have anybody to go to talk to about these things. I had no one. I didn't
Right.
have anybody in my life, like nobody in my family was gonna talk about these kind of things. It wasn't something that they did. And, so I didn't have a lot of people I could turn to. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I really didn't kind of get anywhere with my abilities and start really opening up until later in life. But,
Hmm.
you know, I just remember what a lonely place that was when things would happen because things did happen. I had
Hmm.
ET contact. I know that my children had ET contact when they were young. I know that that happened. I know that there were, there's I I had it when I was young. My children have had ET contact, um, paranormal stuff all the time going on, all kinds of crazy weird shit, but my kids at least knew that I was open and that they could always, they could always come to me. We could talk about it. And yeah, I did my fair share of banishing crazy things out of my house and walking around, smudging and with sage everywhere. And,
Right.
everybody's like, "What is she doing? Look at this weird lady."
Right. Well, when I started this journey, and I got crystals and rocks and, I had told my daughter, what I was doing. Um, and like even when we had to cleanse the crystals for the first time, we walked out and we were trying to find a stream and do running water and then a salt bath, and just introducing her, with it. And just because I know she's seen something before, but I try not to like freak her out or anything.
Right.
Just try to treat it calmly as possible. Um, but I know it's around and it's definitely a part of my life. So I'm gonna stick with it and make it a bigger part of my life, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you're embracing it now. You're
Yes.
you're embracing it. You're embracing it, and you're just gonna be patient with yourself, right? We talked about being patient
Yes.
with yourself. 'Cause that
Definitely
for me
be
was,
patient with myself.
yeah, that's like I had to tell myself that. I honestly had to literally write it down, like my intention, right? Like, was to be patient with myself, to there were like 5 things that I every single month when I would, when the new moon would come, right? Full moon, right? When the full moon, I would literally ever sit down before I would put all my crystals and everything out to charge under the moon, the full moon, and I would just sit there and I would write over and over and over and over to trust myself, to trust my guides and guardians, be healthy mentally and physically, and to be kind. And those were the 5 things that I focused on for months. And it was like that's it. It was like that was my foundation. If I can get this stuff right here down, it's like simple.
And right, and I was gonna say it's simple, and how you just described it, it was like calming.
Mhm.
It's, a great way to do that. Honestly, I agree with that. How
Set
you
your
did that.
intention. Yeah, set your intention and manifest. And manifestation
And
is powerful. When you set an
right,
intention and you want something and you wanna manifest it, trust me, you can do it. You can do it. It can be done, and it doesn't have to be, so, like, elaborate. It's just you set an intention and you write it down, say it over and over at night before you go to bed, whatever it is, whatever it is you wanna manifest in your life. Love, a better job. I don't know, maybe you need a
right,
car, or maybe you need, I don't know, maybe your child needs the next size up car seat. I mean, something as simple as that, right? You can do it. Like,
right,
you
right.
can manifest stuff like that in your life. You really can. Yeah. It's pretty
And that's
powerful.
the right. And then that's how, I set myself up before I go out into the kettle. And
Mhm.
that's what I do. I think of just peace and calm and, you know, just be relaxed, be open-minded, and just
Mhm.
accept everything that's in front of you.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is good. You know what I can't wait to see is when the next time you go out, maybe just try it. Try to see if you can connect with the beings, right, that are in the
Okay.
kettle. See if you can just kind of mentally connect, and even if you don't feel that connection or feel a connection, kind of come up with something in your mind, like, say, I don't know, maybe you could say to them, let me see you again, or give me a sign that, ask them for something. Ask them to put a feather on a path or a branch up against a tree. I don't know, think of something silly or something that only you would know, and start projecting it to them. Think about
Okay.
them, envision it in your
Okay.
mind. Envision the being that you saw that day. Envision
Okay.
him. See if you can kind of get a connection. This is just an experiment, guys. Okay, we're just experimenting here, okay? 'Cause that's what we do. We do weird shit. Anyway,
Right.
but try doing that and just see. I would love to see, because I do think that there is a special connection between you and this being in particular that you saw that day.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm getting. That's what I've been picking up ever since you told me the story. So I kind of feel like maybe if you just project it, even if you don't know if they're hearing you or not, before you go out
Right.
and stuff, and just see if maybe when you go out, some little sign that you asked for, if it happens. I can't wait to see if that
I
would
just have to try to think
manifest.
of, yeah. I need to try
Something
to think
little,
of what kind of sign to
just
ask
something
for.
little. Maybe a pebble on top of a large rock, a leaf in the middle of a log, or laying on the ground. I don't know, something. Just kind of picture what's around out there. Just kind of think of something little that they
Right.
can do, something
Hmm.
easy and little that they can understand, and just picture it in your mind and project it. See, I'd love to see if this works.
Yeah,
Because I do.
I definitely,
I think that
yeah, I
even the
definitely
personal
think there
thing with
is a connection out there. Oops, sorry about that. For sure, because what I saw that day, that was
Mhm.
like, I can't describe it because it's hard to describe,
Mhm.
but like it was just there in the middle of the opening of the trees, like, I couldn't have missed it, and it was just
Yeah.
right there, So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree
Yeah.
that that was a sign itself, you know.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
I definitely want to see if I can get a sign or something from them,
Yeah.
and just
Be interesting.
manifest something.
And you know what?
Communication.
And you know what? If you don't get whatever the sign that you're talking about, like that you're kind of like setting your intention about, if you don't get it, like,
Mhm.
keep doing it and just see, like, try it for like the next, I don't know, like 3 or 4 times that you go out, just to kind of give it a little bit of time. And even when you're out
Okay.
there, maybe the same exact intention, or the same thing that you're thinking about and that you're kind of projecting to them, do it while you're out
Mhm.
there as well, you know?
Okay.
And oh my
Yes.
gosh, this is great. I can't wait to hear how this works.
Right? My
Okay.
homework. My
Yes,
homework.
homework. I always give you homework. That is true. I always do. I'm like, "Go to this channel, go check out this."
Right? Go to this channel and check that out, and then the meditation, and
Yeah,
yes, it's great. Okay, so I gotta try to think of a
yeah.
sign.
Just think of
That's
something.
gonna
Yeah,
be fun. Okay,
yeah.
it's exciting.
Maddie, thank you so much for coming back tonight,
No
and
problem.
I really appreciate it. Appreciate you, appreciate your friendship. I love you so
I
much.
appreciate you as well. I'm glad I met you and got to know you, and get to experience this journey. It's amazing. So I
Yes. I'm
it's really
excited to
exciting.
I'm excited to be on the sidelines to watch this life that unfolds for you now. It's gonna be beautiful.
Flower to bloom, right?
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna
All
put you
right.
backstage just for a moment. I'm gonna say
Okay.
goodnight to my peeps, and then you and I are gonna wrap it up. All right?
Sounds good. Okay.
Everybody, thank you guys all for being here. I'm just gonna put Maddie Backstage. Maddie, again, thank you, honey, for being here, being
You
so
are
patient.
so welcome anytime.
All right. Oh, I'll take you up on that now.
I will be here.
Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Wasn't that awesome? Wasn't that amazing? Again, my soul tribe. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Everybody in chat. Thank you. Thank you, Jay, for also being in the chat tonight, kind of answering some of our questions. Thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate it. Again, everybody, I know that Gary was dropping a lot of links tonight to a lot of people's channels. Guys, please go follow each other, go subscribe to each other. It does just subscribing to somebody's channel costs absolutely zero. It's free, totally free, just to subscribe to somebody's channel. So please, these are my friends, my soul tribe. Go over to their channels and subscribe. So on that note, guys, I am going to be in the field this weekend. I'm actually going to be going out into the field, and I'm excited about my trip. I can't wait. Got a couple things planned, and I'm excited. Can't wait to do it. And next week, I have, let's see. Oh, that's right. Monday night, Matt and I will be back with dive into the depths. We will be doing an episode about the darker side of Valentine's Day. So come and check that out. That'll be Monday night at 9 o'clock. And then on Tuesday, I will be interviewing Morgan Knudsen. And oh, it's going to be interesting. You guys, if you don't know who she is, I'm excited for you guys to meet her because she's got a lot to say and it's very interesting. Dog man, Sasquatch, paranormal, all mixed in with fire. We're going to check it out next week. So that'll be next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to promote except make sure that you guys go and check out Jay Bachochin's documentaries. The first one's called Finding Jay. The second one is called Beyond the Kettle, Finding Jay 2. Go check him out. He's on Amazon, Vimeo, and Paraflix. So definitely go check that out and check out his YouTube so you guys can see some of the amazing footage that they actually caught the day that Maddie saw the entity that she saw in between the trees. So go check it out. All right, guys. Love and blessings, and I will